everything's hooked back up. Let's see if we can get these 421 cubic inches of Pontiac power to light up. Cross your fingers. Well, I don't know. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Kirkland Garage. So you can see that the shop is it's a little empty today. And that's because the car's still in the car trailer from Norwalk. So first things first today is we got to get that car out, and we got to get it here in the garage, and we got to address some issues because we got a little race coming up. We got picked to be on Roadkill Nights, and that is in just under a week. So we gotta get some things fixed, get some things going, and we'll be ready to go. To get the car out of the trailer, gotta hook the truck up so we can jack the trailer up so that the headers don't drag. One of these days I'll get a trailer with a beaver tail, but for now, just gotta do a little extra work. Two helpful hints. Always put the pin for the hitch in from the driver's side. So if your pin ever falls out, crown of the road will keep that pin in there. Number two, you got a manual lift or a manual jack on your trailer. Use a drill with an Allen key. Makes it a lot easier. So getting the car out of the trailer really is a multi-step process. You have to jack up you have to get the truck, connect it to the trailer, jack up the front of the trailer since there's no beaver tail in it. You have to unlock the doors, put the foam noodles on the cables just in case I get close I don't scratch the car. And if you're walking around, kind of gives you an idea there's a cable there. You don't clothesline yourself. Then you gotta unstrap the car, which means I gotta think really skinny to get around all the parts of the car because this is an 18-foot car in a 20-foot trailer. There's not much room to move around. And then once all it's unstrapped, well, then you gotta jump in the car and pull that thing out. So what my thought was here is I was gonna jump in the car, not even start it so I didn't annoy anyone in the neighborhood, coast it right out the back of the trailer. But as you can see, the wheels so as soon as the tires got to the back of the ramp, it stopped. And I'm in the car. I can't get the car door open. So I'm like, okay, I'll start it up. Why not? Let's start this thing up and move it back. So I hit the starter button, pump the gas, try to get it to start, and this thing just will not start. I don't know what the issue is. So at this point, try to blow the horn, see what happens, see if Natalie can hear me, see if she wants to come out and maybe give me a little push so I can get the door open and get the car out. But she didn't hear me. So next best option was crawl out the passenger side and push the car back myself. So that's what I did. And then next step is figure out why this thing doesn't start. Well, it's pull plug. Plugs look to be okay. Don't know why it ain't starting. Yep. Throw the plug back in, put a plug tester on it, see if we're getting spark. There we go. Okay. You guys watch that thing. Okay, so we have spark, at least on cylinder number 1 we do. So I guess let's pull this tester off of here, plug it back in, see if we can't get this thing to turn over. Okay guys and girls, back to our regularly scheduled programming here. So we'll try and start it one more time. If it doesn't start, then I think we're gonna have to pull some plugs and clean them off. Because it was right before Norwalk, the same thing happened. Would not start. And once I pulled all the plugs, cleaned them all off on the wire brush, it started. So maybe that's the deal. So let's give her another shot. Okay, one last check. Let's see if it got fuel in it. Pretty positive it does. Let's check. Definitely does. Okay. Good plugs. Okay, well, let's move some stuff around, get the bench grinder pulled out, get these cleaned off. It's my dog Arrow out there. Say hi, hi to Arrow. Hi, Arrow. Okay, let's plug this thing in. That in, get her turned on. It's a little off balance at first. Okay, let's check the gap on this.
pushing them into the wire wheel there could have changed the gap. So we have these things set to 40 thousandths, which is where that one's at. Might actually be good. That one's okay. Yep. Okay. Okay. So they're all 40 thousandths, so let's go throw these ones back in and go get the other bank, clean them up, put them back in, see if it starts. Okay, guys and gals, so I just finished cleaning the even side spark plugs. Let's get them put back in and give this thing another shot. See if this time it starts up. It's now a known fact that we got spark on both sides. We checked one, we checked 6, which means the ones in between and around ought to have spark too. So, where's my issue? Okay, well, last ditch effort. Gotta go get the ether. I don't know what else to do. So, we'll go get that. I'll be back. Okay, here we are. This can's about out, but enough to get us going. Let's try it. I was pretty darn excited that this thing finally started up. After like over an hour of screwing with this thing, it took forever to finally get this thing started. But then I realized it was making a top end noise, a top end valve train noise, and I did not know what the heck was going on because it was perfectly fine when I put it in the trailer. So you'll see in the next clip what happened. Well, you know, sometimes when you're in a hurry, some things, you mess them up. So, it was having like a lean pop. It sounded like it was misfiring. It was weird. So I'm like, what the heck happened? So I thought to myself, I had all them spark plugs out. Let me check those wires again real quick. And had 2 and 4 wire swap. So I just swapped them back. Probably runs a lot better now. So, crisis averted. Now we can move on to the real stuff. Okay, everybody. Now that we got the car in here, which was a feat in and of itself, we are ready to get to working on what we set out to do. So, to kind of explain where we're at here. So, I was at Norwalk, which is Summit Motorsports Park for the Pontiac Nationals a couple weeks back, and raced on Friday. And every time I launched the car, all it would do is spin. Whereas last year when I was there and the year before, we hooked good on the same drag radials, same setup. Like, I didn't know what changed. So, got back to my dad's shop in PA and put the car up on the lift. And what we found is that my anti-roll bar in the back was froze up. The bushings on it, which I think are Teflon or Delrin or something like that, they, I think the bar just got rusty. It's made of chrome moly underneath the bushings, and it froze up. So my suspension wasn't transferring weight like it should, and I was just spinning galore off the start line, which slowed me way down. So the car itself sat in the car trailer because I didn't really have a need to fix it at the time, but I recently got an email that said I was accepted to be in Roadkill Nights. So now it is go time. I have less than a week. Today's Sunday. The race is on Saturday, and tech is Friday, so I got a couple nights here to get this thing done. So, I bought a brand new anti-roll bar kit, the same thing that was in the car, thankfully. They still make the kit. It's a Rhodes Sportsman anti-roll bar. So, I will turn the camera around and show you guys what we're working with. So, we got the brand new kit right here. So this is what we're working with. So we got a chrome moly bar, 36 inches long, 1 inch in diameter. We got our bushings, all the hardware, all the bracketry, and the links with chrome moly tubes to weld all together. Now the downfall to all of this is I don't have a TIG welder. I only have a nice little Harbor Freight MIG welder. And you really shouldn't MIG weld chrome moly. So we're going to have to fab this thing up and take it to my buddy's place and get him to TIG weld it up for us. So let's look at this. So yeah, we got the old anti-roll bar here. So these are what attach to the car. And if you look close, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but the holes are all egged out where it attaches to the car. And that is because this thing was more or less, not moving. It was frozen. So, to fix that, bought a brand new kit, like I said. So, these are supposed to spin. And they barely spin. You gotta get a pair of channel locks on here to actually make them spin. And they are really tight. So, yeah, you can hear it. Not supposed to be that tight. Thankfully, the mounts on the car are not egged out. So what that means is we have to copy and paste this new kit from the old one. So what we got to do is we got to get this bar, and I'll show you how well the new bushings spin on it. They slide right on and they spin nice and easy by hand. So that's how it should be. So what we got to do is we got to pack this stuff up, take it down to my buddy's place, and get her all TIG welded up. So I will have you guys back once we get down to his place.
So here we are at my buddy Jim's place, aka Snake Eater Garage, if you want to look him up on YouTube. And he has a sweet Miller welder set up, much better than what I have and much more expensive. I didn't feel like spending that kind of money. So he has welded a few things up for me, seat brackets in the car, and I don't even remember what else. So anytime I need something welded that I can't do at the house, I bring it right down here. So you can see we're welding up this chrome moly here, trying to do our best. Neither of us are professionals here, but by golly, we give it the old college try. So here we are, welding everything up. I'll show you what it looks like when it's done.
So we got them all painted. It is dark out now, so I really couldn't show you much of painting them. But got a couple coats of primer, a couple coats of black on them. See if we can get them in, it won't focus. But you can see it. So, that is it for tonight. So, it was a good time showing everybody what was going on. I still got to get those things installed, and I still want to get the coil springs put on the front of the car. But I think that might be in the next video. So, have a good one, everybody.